Hello, I'm Eric Singer, Gazette.com with Switchbacks FC, your definitive source for everything that is the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And we have lots to talk about. My co-host Roland Vargish is with head coach Steve Trittschuh. Roland?
Thanks, Eric. Joined here by Coach Steve Trittschuh. Coach, fantastic result in Sacramento. How much did that result mean to you guys?
Well, you know, I asked the guys to really tactically play a different way. Going into Sacramento, you know, they're a very good team. They're one of the top teams in the league, defending champions from last year. So, you know, we wanted to take what they're strong at. They're very strong in the middle, and they're very strong wide. So, you know, we kind of wanted to put a few more players in those positions. You know, we've changed a little bit than the way we have been playing, especially at home. But it seemed to work. And so, you know, we defended a lot, but we got an early goal from Ronnie Argueta, and a freaking fantastic goal. So I mean, you can't say anything more about it. But the guys really had the intensity and the desire to get the result. And so, you know, getting out of there with a 1-0 result and 3 points, it was big time for us.
It seemed like after the goal, maybe even to start, you guys started with 3 center backs and 2 wing backs defending. So almost when Sacramento had the ball, you guys filled back into a back 5. And explain your decision behind that.
Well, like I said, I wanted to put a lot of players in the areas of the field they're strong in. And so, you know, they are very good wide. They get their outside backs into the attack. And so we didn't really want 2 versus 1s out there. And really we had 2 versus 2. So we stopped a lot of their attack there. Up the middle, you still had Ronnie sitting in there, and Luke and Shin still sitting in there also. So we had numbers in the middle, numbers out wide, and we frustrated them. If you look at the stats, they had some shots. They only had 2 shots on goal though. I'm sure they had a lot more possession than us, but like I said, we frustrated them, and we had some good counterattacks also. So but that was one of the problems. We just weren't getting guys forward enough after we defended. And so, you know, we need to work on that this weekend in training. But you know, we're playing them here Friday at home, and so we want to use, as always, that altitude to our advantage here.
With Ronnie playing that defensive position, how much did it mean to him to get forward, get that goal? I mean, I know it was a long strike out, but he was getting forward quite a lot in that game.
Oh yeah, and that's what it was. He was stepping up very good, and he was anticipating a lot of balls, so he was winning a lot of balls in the midfield and then going forward. And on his goal, obviously, he won the ball, got by a man, and it kind of everything parted for him, because he was going to pass the ball, and he just took a great shot, and you know, it faded on the keeper up into the corner. So a fantastic goal though. But and that should be one of the goals of the year, actually. But you know, all in all, great team effort, and to get out of there with 3 points and a win, it was great for us.
Another performance that really stood out to me was Jordan Burt. Jordan, I mean, obviously he started the season on the right flank, moved him over to the left, able to cut in on his right foot. How impressive do you think he was in Sacramento?
Oh, big time, and just not him. Davey Armstrong on the other side. And like I said, I asked Jordan's played that position before, but to ask Davey to be a little bit more defensive, and he did it to perfection. And even Aaron. Because I had Chandler all the way up top, and then I asked Aaron to drop back in the midfield a little bit more. And so we kept it nice and compact in there, nice and tight. And like I said, we frustrated them. And so you know, we just got to keep building on that. And it was a great, like I said, a great team performance. The guys are psyched. We're back in first place again. So you know, we just got to keep going from here.
Obviously, one of the biggest fields in USL there in Sacramento. How much did that field, that atmosphere, the fans they bring to the stand, how much did that play into your guys' energy and intensity levels there in Sacramento?
Yeah, and I told them. I mean, 11,000 plus people there. The atmosphere was probably the best in the league, and I think it rivals a lot of the MLS teams. You know, constant, you know, people yelling, people cheering for the team. And it was a great atmosphere, but I think it helped our guys. You know, they fed off of it, and we fed off that and just kept going through the whole game.
Certainly quieted them down with Ronnie's early goal.
Oh, for sure. You know, it was a festive atmosphere at the beginning, but you know, as soon as we got that goal, these guys knew they were in a tough battle. You know, they thought we were just going to come in and, you know, maybe be a little nervous, but the guys, they stepped up, and it was big for us.
As you said about Dable, only a couple of saves for him to make, but he really seems to communicate well with that back 4 or back 5 like it was in that game against Sacramento. How much has that meant to you, his communication, his ball distribution going forward?
Well, he's playing with confidence, and the guys in front of him know that he's back there. He's going to come up with a big save like he did the other night on the head ball. I mean, that keeps us in the game at 1-0, and you know, he's been pulling everything out of the air. His distribution's been good, and you know, we're just rolling with this. So we want to keep that consistency with a lot of our players. You know, 7 games to go in the season, and we just want to keep that going.
Good stuff, Coach. Thank you so much. Back to Eric.
Thanks, Roland. And coming up, we'll meet one of the Switchbacks players. First, though, let's see who's our #1 Switchbacks fan. And let's take a quick time out and be back with more Switchbacks FC. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @Switchbacks FC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan.
Doing what we do for a living, we have to give that extra mile, even when you think you can't. Because not only are we taking care of people, but we're taking care of ourselves. At Centura, it is a culture of health. And as a group, we've brought that to the forefront to demonstrate to patients.
See Juliana's inspiring story at CenturaConnected.org.
Welcome back to Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is a Switchbacks. I'm your host, Eric Singer, Gazette.com. And joining me, as always, a Switchbacks player. Today, it's Chandler Hoffman. Thank you so much for being here.
Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, you're on loan from the Houston Dynamos. We're going to get to that in just a moment. First, let's learn a little bit about you. Where'd you go to school?
I went to college at UCLA, originally from Birmingham, Alabama, so kind of lived all over the country, but enjoying my time in Colorado Springs so far.
You had the opportunity to play with the Houston Dynamos before you came here to the Switchbacks. Tell me a little bit about that.
It was good. It's hot in Houston right now. The humidity is pretty bad, but it was a good opportunity, you know, to play at a high level, and I hope to bring that experience and the goal scoring ability to the Switchbacks.
Speaking of that experience to the Switchbacks, what have you learned from Coach Trittschuh since you've been here?
I mean, he's done a fabulous job with this group. I mean, you look at our result Friday night. That was a huge 3 points against the reigning champs. Not an easy place to play, and he put us in a great position tactically, what we needed to do, and we went out and executed.
What have you learned about yourself since you've been here?
For me, it's just progressing as a player and getting adjusted to the altitude, pushing my fitness, and just trying to help the team win in any way possible. Friday night, we didn't have a lot going forward, but it was a job for me to battle, try to hold the ball up for us up top, and be tough to play against.
You've had that moment against Sacramento this season. Now you're playing them again. What are you expecting as a team, as far as you know, going up and down the field?
Yeah, I think they're gonna struggle with the altitude. I think it'll be a big advantage for us. I think it'll be a different game than what it was at their place. I think we'll have a little bit more of the ball. We'll create more going forward. And I think it'll be an exciting game for the fans to see. Speaking
of the fans, a lot of them cheering you and the rest of the Switchbacks players on. You have that moment right now to address your fans and talk to them about the importance of why they need to be at this game.
You know, I think it's a great opportunity to support your local team. The Switchbacks, we really appreciate people coming out to Sand Creek Stadium. And we have an attacking style. I mean, if you look, we're one of the top goal-scoring teams in the league. So we'd love to have you guys out. We really appreciate your support.
All right, thank you very much, Chandler Hoffman with the Colorado Springs Switchbacks. And we'll be back in just a moment. We'll have a quick timeout. We'll be back with my co-host, Roland Vargish, and Colorado Springs Switchbacks coach, head coach, Steve Trittschuh. We'll take a quick timeout. Be back with Colorado Springs Switchbacks FC. Are you the #1 Colorado Springs Switchbacks fan? Instagram us with your Switchbacks team spirit. Each week, the team will pick one #1 fan. You'll vie for the ultimate prize of a catered meal in the cozy VIP Heineken suite with 23 of your friends for the September 19th home game against the LA Galaxy 2. Don't wait. Instagram us #SwitchbacksFan and tag @CO_Gazette and @Switchbacks FC and be that #1 Switchbacks fan. Welcome back to Switchbacks FC, your source for everything that is the Switchbacks. Roland Vargish is back with head coach Steve Trittschuh to talk strategy for Friday night's home game against Sacramento at Sand Creek Stadium. Roland?
Thanks, Eric. Coach, let's look forward to this Friday's game against Sacramento, obviously the second of a back-to-back. How is that going to change your approach, obviously coming off a game against the same team?
You know, it's really hard to play teams back-to-back, but with this team, you know, they're coming in here with altitude and everything. It's different for them. So I'm interested to see how they're going to play. I mean, I know in my mind right now, I'm not going to tell anybody how we're going to play, but you know, we've been exciting at home. Other than the last week against Tulsa, which we didn't play very well, but we still created tons of chances on goal. But the way we play at home, is fast-paced, and we need to keep doing that, keep the energy up, and keep that desire to win against these guys on Friday.
Your only 2 losses at home from teams from Oklahoma, so obviously you've got the Californians coming in, shouldn't be a problem this week. What are you going to do? Any changes that you're going to give us a little bit of hint on?
Well, I want to keep it consistent. In Sacramento the other night, it was just a few changes here. Obviously, Clay was out for yellow cards. Mike had a neck injury. Miguel was a little bit sick. So, we might go back to the original lineups that we've been playing, but we have a few guys in. Obviously Chandler's here, and he's going to score some goals for us. We got another player from Atlanta in the NASL as a lone player, Christian, and so he can play at center back, he can play at left back, and so we've got it's tough decisions now, but it's good decisions for us as a coaching staff, because we're going to put a strong team on the field, and now we feel that the guys that have been playing. That have been playing recently that haven't been getting games are helping us. And so we feel comfortable. Anybody that we put on the field is going to do it. So everybody kind of is on the same page right now, but we need to bring that intensity for sure Friday.
As you already mentioned, Chandler Hoffman sometimes off the bench, sometimes getting a start. You also have Marnie Mabin, Saeed Robinson on the bench as well. Talk about that firepower, that offense, that speed that you have coming off the bench.
Well, yeah, and great example the other night. Chandler, he worked his butt off for 70, 80 minutes there, and then I put Saeed on the last part of the game, and with his speed, he can cause problems. He didn't get a goal, but he caused problems for their defense. So we weren't defending the whole time. So we did have an outlet, and you still have Marty. Marty's there. He's a goal scorer also, but Aaron King can play up there, but we're getting goals from everywhere. Miguel's scored goals. Mike Seth has scored goals. Luke has scored goals, and so I think we're a balanced team that we can get goals from anywhere. Restarts are going to be very, very important on this weekend. We just got to keep training and keep that confidence in the guys and keep going and do it Friday.
You think it's time for maybe J.J. Greer, Josh Phillips to get a goal from a set piece? You bring those guys forward almost every corner kick.
Yeah, it would be nice. Both of them actually have got a goal off a restart, but we need more off restarts. So we have some good guys, and you add Chris to the mix now. He's a tall player and good in the air. So we've got a balanced team, and we're going to score from a lot of different places.
Back to you, Eric.
Thanks, Roland. And Coach Trittschuh. Should be a great home game against Sacramento. Remember, it's Friday, August 14th at 7 p.m. at Sand Creek Stadium. Go Switchbacks! I'm Eric Singer. Thanks for watching Switchbacks FC, your definitive source for everything that is the Switchbacks. We'll see you next time.